Tennessee versus Florida. This is gonna get the Florida man riled up right here, Chris. What do you think about Florida coming into this one?
Everybody knows my hatred towards Florida and the Florida man, but no, all things aside here, Florida's 1-1 this season. We know that they lost to Utah. I think it was 24-11. Christian, we watched that game a little bit on the side. They beat a JV school last week in McNeese State. I don't take too much from that, 49-7. The Graham Cracker, as I like to call him, old Graham Mertz, my favorite quarterback in the country. If you guys don't know, he played at Wisconsin forever, was a walking dumpster fire, in my opinion. Some people will tell me anyway, that he's winning the Heisman this year, but he's been 45 of 61. He's got 500 yards passing. He's got 2 TDs and one interception. He didn't play bad. I would say that Utah game, he didn't play terrible. They had to throw the ball a lot in that game. They were down most of that game. So I'll give him some props there. But Florida's run game, Christian, what the fuck is going on there with Etienne and Johnson Jr.? These guys, they relied so heavily last year. I know they had AR-15, but on that run game, that was the best part of their offense last year. It surprises the shit out of me that they can't run the goddamn ball. I think they got between those two stud backs, they got like 225 yards between them. Even that's counting the McNeese State game. I think Utah, they rushed for like 13 yards in that game. That just surprises me out of the Florida team so far. I will say this going into this game, though, Christian. Florida has owned Tennessee the last 20 years. Yeah. I think the last 18 years, they've won 16 out of 18 or some crazy stat like that. You know this even more than I do, being the SEC man that you are. They lost last year to Tennessee, and Tennessee was a very good football program last year. I think they won 11 games, had Hendon Hooker, Jalen Wyatt, Cedric Tillman, all these guys. I think Tennessee pulled that off by about 5 points, Christian, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to let you enlighten me on the Tennessee team this year. I know you are ultra high on them. Give it to me, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, you said it best, Chris. Tennessee snapped a 5-game win streak, for the Gators, against the Gators last year, though. I mean, so big win, 11-win team here. Hendon Hooker's gone, right? For all my Tennessee fans, out there, dare I say you might go down to Gallatin Pike and find a different type of hooker to run your offense? No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, though, let's be honest here, Chris. I mean, Tennessee's offense, under Josh Heupel, not worried about him. I know Milton, there's a lot of question marks coming into him about this game. What's he going to do? Kid can throw it a mile. We've seen that not translate a ton of times at this level, right? Talk to some of the guys I know that are very close to the program. They're excited about what Milton can do. He can throw the ball a mile, but where he struggles is those short to immediate sort of pass plays, right? He's just trying too much with it. And that's where I think Hendon Hooker was really, really good. He was able to take what they gave him. But I think, in this game, can he settle down and play within himself, right? That's the big question mark. Settle down, play within yourself if you're going to be playing against Florida here. The run game, Jalen Wright and Jabari Small looks good as well for Tennessee. I mean, the Vols have averaged 250 yards rushing this season in both the games they played. So that's going to be a big thing kind of coming into this one. Can they run the ball? Can they settle in? Can they make those plays that they need to make? Here's another big thing too, Chris. I mean, the defense has looked better, but that's going to be put to the test, I think, this weekend, right? They're going to take on a Florida team that has an offense that has an equal amount of questions, going into this game, the same way I look at Tennessee's defense. Biggest thing I'm going to say is to me, the matchup of this game comes down to who makes the most mistakes between Tennessee's defense and Florida's offense, right? Can Tennessee's defense do good enough and force turnovers? And same thing, can Florida's offense do well enough, convert, score touchdowns, and play a relatively clean game? That's going to determine this matchup for me. Chris, final score predictions. Tennessee, I got to do right by some of the Florida fans here.
Oh, boy.
27. Florida, 21. I'm going to keep it within a touchdown game. I think you got to do right by them.
Whoa. Damn it, man. This interesting take there, Christian. I was not expecting that. I'm going to start calling you the Tennessee man, though, from here on out, not the Georgia man. No, I'm just giving you shit, though. But for real, before I give my prediction, though, Christian, I think you're right. I will lean, though, can Florida run the ball? You said it. We're going to find out something in this game, whether Florida's offense is not very good, and Tennessee's defense is elite. Like, I don't say elite, but way better than they were last year. We know they struggled on defense last year. They had such a great offense. It's hard to compete with that. But I will say this in this game. Give me, though, Tennessee 34, Christian, Florida 21. I think they covered the spread. I think Florida's a 7 or 7.5 point dog in this one at home. I know the Swamp is a tough place to play, though, especially for Tennessee.